Channelvision starts with one hell of an Easter egg reference dump via newspaper. This exact same newspaper actually first showed up last episode, but it flashed pretty quickly across the screen, and Channelvision gives us a much better look at it, which is why I'm covering it here. Just look at this friggin' thing. First, jewels found in South America, which of course references the events of Keeping the Peace, which is cool, but nothing particularly unusual. The rest, though. Street Fighter III released. An entire year before the game was actually released. This episode aired in January 96, while Street Fighter III didn't hit arcades until February 97. By this point, the game had apparently been in development for about a year. Hell, the game didn't even receive a proper reveal until September of 96 at an arcade trade show in Tokyo, making this little Easter egg all the more impressive. Final Fight 3 gets two shoutouts, the first being Final Fight 3 Released, which is more accurate than the Street Fighter 3 claim. Final Fight 3 was already out in Japan and was just arriving in North America the same month this episode aired. The second headline, Mad Gear Gang Busted, referencing the plot of Final Fight 3 as it's the Skullcross gang that served as the villains this time. And then we have Darkstalkers 2 Out for Home. The second game in the Darkstalkers series, Night Warriors: Darkstalkers Revenge, wasn't available on home consoles just yet when Channelvision aired. It'd be about another month before the port was released on the Sega Saturn. And then this last one, Android Brought to Life. Dr. Light activates Rockman project. A friggin' Mega Man reference, and not even like a game release or something, just a basic lore drop. Okay, sure. Moving on with the actual episode, though, Channelvision opens with Bison at undoubtedly the lowest point in his criminal career. Just the idea of Bison with his near limitless magnetic powers, the way we've seen him levitate himself, levitate others, fire projectiles, just generally wreck shit when he needed to. And here, he's just making a big lightning-filled fuss in the subway, barely able to move himself down a length of track while riding an old-timey railway handcart. Just, wahapa! Well, friggin' Delta Red is what happened, in what might be the best pull the Street Fighter cartoons made so far from the canon of the games. Delta Red is featured heavily in this episode, and what a debut! They actually capture and arrest Bison.
And the world was relieved today as notorious international warlord M. Bison was finally taken into custody by members of our own Special Forces branch.
For some reason, Escher thinks Delta Red are in way over their heads, which honestly just sounds like sour grapes to me. Like, they did the thing that you haven't been able to do all season.
Bison's people will never allow him to remain behind bars.
What are they gonna do, send Zangief? Like, come on, Escher, let's be serious for a second. Here's every single time that we've ever seen Geef in the Street Fighter cartoon.
So, you want to play? Flash kick! Sonic boom! Useless. Flash kick! Hadouken! Wait! Bison! Wait for me!
Escher's sending a team either way. Cammy's reluctant because she used to be a part of Delta Red, and she thinks it's awkward having to go undercover around old friends, but like, all I can think about is how it's awkward that she's still wearing a Delta Red costume. But like, yeah, I get it. Branding. That's your game costume. Fuck the story. Their cover is security for some kind of plumbing company. Also, fuck's up with Bison's face there in the background? Friggin' Christ. Cut to some kind of spinning cube clipping through a fence, and we're given a proper look at Delta Red as they go out celebrating their victory. As I said earlier in the video, Delta Red showed up in the games, Cammy's Street Fighter II ending specifically. There are some minor differences between the game and cartoon versions of this elite British Special Forces team, though. The leader, Colonel Wolfman, is renamed Burke. The big cyborg McCoy is called Rory in the cartoon, and Lita is given a complete redesign with new hair, grey leotard, and going by the name Celia. And it's friggin' British accent galore, cranked up to 11. Just in case you forgot, you're in England! A couple things become pretty obvious as Guile and Cammy crash the party. Cammy and Burke definitely had, like, a thing way back when. And Celia seems to harbor some kind of thing for Burke, too, and a little jealous of Cammy for it. There's also Burke laying into Guile because of Guile's cover being like a piece of shit and all.
They drummed you out of the service when you got yourself court-martialed for going past your operations mandate in Chatterloo. You must have wanted our old chum Bison pretty badly.
Apt for plumbing security, I guess. The happy reunion doesn't last long, though, because Shadaloo's somehow rigged the entire building to blow... Okay. And our, Deadpool, Deathstroke, Deadshot guy gets away clean. Let's call him Deathwatch, I guess. Either way, the building blows, which is no problem for a guy like Guile. I mean, if he can survive a leap off the top of an abandoned Las Vegas casino, then, like, this 3-story building's gonna be a piece of cake.
Guile!
Seal!
Rory!
Yeah, sure, whatever. British Escher explains that Shadaloo will continue setting off explosives until Bison's released and then given a hefty sum of 1 billion British pounds, or 200 million Bison dollars. That's when Guile notices a big hulking Russian in a suit and gets suspicious when Delta Red Mario over here tells him that that's Bison's lawyer. So, yeah. Turns out Shadaloo did go with Zangief after all. Okay. Guile and Cammy track Geef down with air support from DJ and Honda. Zangief's seemingly trying to escape via Chunnel, which I only found out this episode is a train that runs from England to France underneath the English Channel. I initially went into this thinking I'd be getting some kind of Chun-Li centric episode, but fuck me, I guess. Like, Chunnel Vision's a dumb pun, but it's not the pun I wanted. After a spot of wrong door shenanigans, Guile and Cammy confront Zangief, who's seemingly stripped down to his wrestling trunks to eat a hamburger.
There he is!
No snacking between meals.
Only to discover that this wasn't an escape attempt, and that the plan all along was for Shadaloo to stop the Chunnel halfway across the channel and hold everyone hostage. Also worth noting is that Shadaloo's upgraded to bullets too after last episode. Not really sure why, they didn't seem to give the AN any kind of advantage in keeping the peace. Are bullets even an upgrade? What do you think's better, G.I. Joe lasers or bullets? Meanwhile, Delta Red are ready to give in to Shadaloo's demands, feeling they have no other option and seemingly unaware that Guile and Cammy are working on rescuing the hostages. And while our Street Fighters do manage to rescue the hostages and even signal to Delta Red, they're a few seconds too late and Delta Red have already released Bison.
Looks like you're not going anywhere, you arrogant...
Round 2 and with the help of DJ and Honda, but Bison's so powered up and on point that he just takes out everybody, with time to flamboyantly spin boxes of money around. At the end of the day, we're back to the status quo. Bison had to abandon his loot to guarantee his escape, and everyone lives to street fight another day. Next time on Street Fighter. It's the end of the first season and Guile's so excited he can't stop falling into lava in Strange Bedfellows.
await your return, warrior.